Politico reports that one Democrat close with lawmakers says the lack of leadership coming from the White House has left a power vacuum. They say it feels like Trump is already president. Former Speaker of the House Newt Gingrich joins me now. Newt, it does seem like the Biden era is rapidly drawing to a close, if it's not already over. What say you?
Well, I just wrote a newsletter at Gingrich 360 saying that Trump is the first de facto president in American history. Yeah. He literally, when he went to Paris, President Macron treated him with the full presidential honors as though he were the incumbent president. There were 82 heads of state there. He met with the president of Ukraine, the prime minister of Italy, and it was literally as though the President Trump era has begun. And oh, by the way, Joe Biden's still hanging out. So de jure, in law, Biden is president, but de facto, in fact, I think for all practical purposes, the world now thinks Donald Trump is president, and his cabinet picks are the most entrepreneurial, most aggressive cabinet I can remember, and I think they're going to make an enormous difference in the quality of life of the average American.
You know a lot about the point where they go through Senate hearings. Does it look like most of the appointees will get through?
I think Senator Tom Cotton is right. In the end, he's probably going to get all of them. I have to say, watching Pete Hegseth's courage, I've known Pete for years, but watching him this last 2 weeks under fire, calmly, methodically, happily, meet with senators, answer all their questions. I think, you've got to be very tough if you're going to try to reform the Pentagon. And I actually think Hegseth is showing that he's personally tough enough to actually get the job done. So I think he was probably the most endangered after Gates left. And I think he will be approved. And I think, frankly, any effort to go after the other candidates are just going to fail miserably.
Do you think that Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy have the power and the vigor to cut a couple of $1 trillion worth out of the budget? You're laughing. Are they going to get it done?
Now, I've read Berger's terrific book on SpaceX, and I'm now reading Isaacson's amazing biography of Elon Musk.
Good.
Look, Musk's energy level, he makes Trump look slow and quiet and calm. I mean, he is just unbelievable. And frankly, Ramaswamy has already founded $2 billion companies, run for president. So you got two guys who are smart, energetic, courageous, have enormous resources. And if I'm not sure they can get $1 trillion in 1 year, but I have no doubt they're going to take out more than enough money to pay for the tax cuts, which frankly will pay for themselves through economic growth. But I think they're going to dramatically change the government. Just start with Ramaswamy's radical suggestion that federal workers should actually show up.
Radical.
I mean, this kind of bold thinking could change Washington.
Well, that's radical thinking, isn't it? Hey, you work for the government, so show up. Who would have thought? I've got to run this by you. California Senator Adam Schiff, not a fan of Biden's potential preemptive pardons. Schiff called it, quote, completely unnecessary. What does that tell you, Newt?
Well, first of all, he doesn't think he's done anything which is illegal as opposed to just stupid. I think, but in addition, you're assuming a presumption of guilt. I mean, why would somebody who's not been found guilty of anything want to be pardoned, which implies that they were guilty? And I think this whole idea of a preemptive pardon is unconstitutional and, frankly, is the sort of thing people dream up when they feel too liberated by marijuana or sitting around late at night talking to each other, and the smoke and the haze confuses their brain. You can't have a preemptive pardon. I mean, the person's not even guilty of anything. And I do think, by the way, that what Biden has done by pardoning his son is he's actually set the stage for President Trump on the very first day to pardon virtually all of the J6 prisoners, which is something that should be done in terms of honesty and decency.
Newt, I've known you a very long time. I've never seen you as happy as you are now. Am I right?
Well, I think that the contrast between Kamala Harris seeming to be drunk on her video and Donald Trump being in France accepted as the President of the United States, I got to tell you, both Calista and I are about as happy as we can be.
Good. Glad to see it. Newt, come back soon, okay? Good to see you again.